Look at how frumpy she is. Just so much frumping. Yeah, we're all sick of your crap, Jack. Oh, sorry, your name's not Jack in this game. Look, our future is Finkton. Anyways, so that's actually a pretty good place to start. We can pick up some upgrades, but I don't think we're actually gonna spend cash because I'm cheap. And we'll spend some later.
More money.
Or she'll just give us more money. Awesome. So, starting at that kind of place, it's Rain Day Let's Play. This is the 14th episode of Bioshock Infinite. I'm Solon, etc., etc. But we are just getting into Fink's industrial area. And so we'll be able to talk a lot about labor management and that kind of stuff. Learn about Fink.
I don't have a lot of time for all that prophecy nonsense. I tell you, belief is just a commodity. An old Comstock, well, he does produce, but like any tradesman, he's obliged to barter his product for the earthly ores. You see, one does not raise a barn on song alone. No, sir. That's Fink timber, a Fink hammer, and Fink's hand to swing it.
How are we going to get into Finkton?
Illegally. Let's look for another way in.
Okay, basically all of this noise that's going on is that Fink is skeptical of
Got a lock,
and easy to use and abuse Comstock.
There you go.
Pretty simple capitalist kind of gains over religious values. No real kind of like alms or tithes for religious reasons. Just straight, you're gonna need currency if you want to build a society in the sky. And so Fink's there to take advantage of it. Actually, it's really, really cut and dry. I wish it was a more complicated relationship, but it's pretty much exactly the same as actually not even the same, but much simpler than the relationship between Atlas and Andrew Ryan in the beginning of Bioshock. It's like that relationship, but even simpler and even more dumbed down. Hey, you need money? Oh, I'll give you money. Or you need stuff? I'll give you money for stuff. And then I'll take advantage of your labor forces and stuff.
Over there, a service elevator. Should take
Oh, we have to get to the elevator and then probably call the elevator and defend it from stuff. Yay, video games. So, if you saw that at the very beginning of this episode, we had Elizabeth. She was all grumpy about the situation she's in. She's really mad that she is stuck with us in a way that she does not want to be, and she really has very little agency in this kind of situation. And so, that's something that struck really hardcore with a lot of people that have played the game. They're like, oh my gosh, she really reacts to the situation as a side character in a way that we really never have seen before. Which is sad that we have never seen this before, because from my perspective, this is the low bar of what we should be expecting, and I feel like now we're going to see this copied 100 times over, but it's as simple as she has specific cues during specific sections of the game where her body motion changes and her face changes, and just these little emotional cues take place in kind of a big form. And I feel like this is going to get used and abused later in AAA development, and it's going to make for some very weird and awkward stuff. The only reason that this works in Bioshock Infinite in such a stark way is because Liz is a Disney princess. That is the only reason that this works in this game, because she can skip around and she can do any of these things. Because when you are a Disney princess, you have 3 emotions, and only 3 emotions. You are either skippingly joyful, you are worried about your man's plight, or you are angrily dismissive of your captor, who may also be your man.
It puts the lie to this miracle child nonsense. She loved the child not. seems the sainted lady would have preferred to let the seed of the prophet just dry out on the bed sheets.
Okay, so Slate's getting more involved in Comstock's under things. Because Slate's kind of creepy.
It's Slate's locker. He must have worked here.
In case you missed that audio log,
This is my mother's diary.
Elizabeth is there to show you.
Why would Slate have it? My husband claims the child was created from whole cloth by divine will. I am a believer, but I am not a fool. His bastard shall not be raised under this roof. My mother. She had me locked in that tower.
Elizabeth.
I just want to get
That's
out
a
of
little
this.
bit of a stretch from just that one
Please.
line. If we're going to keep making stretches, we might as well say that sounds like Slate has a thing for your mom. But, you know, who else would know all of these intimate details about a person's relationship?
Greetings. My name is Jeremiah Fink, and I want to share with you my personal creed. What is the most admirable creature on God's green earth? Why, it's the bee. Have you ever seen a bee on vacation? Have you ever seen a bee take a sick day? Well, my friends, the answer is no. So I say, be the bee. Be the bee.
So, obviously, it's a terrible place to work in Fink Industries, or Fink Manufacturing.
Maybe you should get them.
Thanks, Elizabeth. I'll get the phone.
Hello?
Mr. DeWitt?
Yes?
Hold for Mr. Fink, please.
What's going on?
DeWitt, Fink here. Listen, my boy, we've had our eye on you, and I can tell you right now that you are our top candidate. Top! Now, my associate, Mr. Flambeau, will help you with anything you need.
What the hell was that?
I have no idea.
He seems oddly pleased to make your acquaintance.
Okay, so apparently Fink wants to see us for some reason, which makes
Well, the man's
little
got
sense,
me
but it's
now.
okay. So, as I was saying, there are only 3 emotions to a Disney princess, and it's usually around those 3. And you have nothing in between. So, instead of like having a wide range of emotions in Bioshock Infinite, Elizabeth has 3 like poses that she does that are all very similar because they're all hands crossed over chest,
Now, some say to me,
but
Fink,
that way it's
why is
mostly
it that we get
facial
these
animation.
tokens that are only good at the company store? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll be damned if I let any of you poor folk get robbed at some shady establishment. You see, the Fink Company store brings you Fink products at a price designed specifically for the Fink worker.
Okay, 3 things happening all at once, and I have to hit them before we get anywhere. We have bad labor practices and funny music, the strings that are going in there, that have kind of this like Willy Wonka-esque labor factory kind of
Mr.
feel.
Fink want with us?
Excuse me.
And then, once again, for about the 3rd time in this game, I think,
But
an
why
elevator
was
that goes down.
Miss. But any questions regarding the gentleman's application should be taken up with Mr. Fink directly.
Oh, I like Flambeau. He's
Does this
cute.
strike you as good news?
Like his flower.
Doesn't strike me as good news.
Here to a half-ton of coal from Fink Manufacturing
What do you
to
think?
Shantytown.
Head to the gunsmith or scavenge supplies by that clock shop?
So those are a whole bunch of workers that are bidding based on how quickly they can do a job, which means that that job will get done at the quickest pace for the least amount of money, because basically they've made they've gamified working. It's become a competition to actually acquire work. So you could see a critique on gamification of sorts there. Where does it end? It ends at acquiring actual employment. So they will. It's if you haven't watched what is it called?
Need to speak to this so-called
Of the Waterfront.
shepherd.
Go watch that.
Stirring up so much trouble. We got enough problems without this damn fool shooting up the city and blaming it all on the Fox. Though if he's amiable, yeah, he might be just the fellow we need for our immediate concerns.
Sorry, Over the Waterfront, I believe is what it's called. It's old 1930s movie, I want to say, all about labor rights and class, and it's an amazing movie. One of the best movies ever made. And it has oh, what's his name? Is so cute. He's got a little notch in his eyebrow.
It's Gautama Buddha.
Who?
The founder of Buddhism. Spent 49 days under a Bodhi tree until he achieved enlightenment.
Something tells me Comstock doesn't cater to idols getting worshipped that ain't him.
Alright, so we get little Buddhist altar as narrative-based Easter egg, where it'll kind of throw in a new dynamic for us to feel around.
Hello? Hello? Mr. Lin? Chen, Lin? Is anybody here?
And, of course, the weapons guy who we are looking for right now in order to trade weapons for our airship to get the hell out of here. That guy is gone.
There's someone downstairs.
So we're still on the hunt for him. So now we're on like the third level in to side questception that this game always gives us.
Excuse me. Ma'am, I'm sorry to bother you. We're looking for Mr. Lin. Mr. Chen Lin.
Booker.
Mr. Lin, not here. He gone.
Gone?
They take flying squad. I pray, Gautama Buddha. Pray, give husband back. Give back to Meilun.
Where did they take him?
Club. Everyone take to good time club.
Where is this club? Ma'am, please, where is this club?
Booker, we'll find it. Just leave her be.
Why not Vox Populi help Chen Lin? Why not Daisy Fitzroy help Chen Lin?
Who are the flying squad?
Alright, so not only is Mr. Lin married to Mei Lin, but also
Isn't she the one
they
who-
are all on the same page with working with the Vox Populi, which is who we're working for.
Club is.
Unfortunately, it seems they might have pulled him out based on his race, saying that he was working with Daisy Fitzroy. But, yeah, so a lot of stuff happening all at once. And so to get back to some of the topics, I mean, we've now gotten into labor practices and Disney princesses and all sorts of things in just one episode. And I'm trying to get through as quickly and sanely as possible, but, you know, it's a lot. In, I guess the first place that I want to go is to talk about the Fitz labor practice in the elevator. He was explaining how it was totally okay for him to use his own currencies that he creates, basically paying all of the workers in what's called scrip. Scrip is currency that is not legal tender, but may be used or valued in a different way by that specific establishment. So it's like coupons or virtual currencies or stuff. Excuse me. Sorry so much. But it's all about basically the practice that this is based on is the old lumber and mining practices of this time period, actually, where they would pay the workers in their own money so that those workers would have to buy the goods from their own store, at which point they would raise the prices ludicrously and monopolize these workers' money and thus their time. And so, really, really bad practices, and really bad for workers' rights and labor rights, very classist, which is a big theme of this this next few areas that we'll be getting into. But hey, we got a handyman that's down.
I don't much care for you, Mr. DeWitt. I must admit, you know your way around a brawl.
There we go, and then she'll start, you know, turning around to like us, a la Disney princesses. Coming back to that topic, I had those 3 emotions, and they basically relate to the ideas: I am happy to be here with you, I'm not happy to be here with you, and I'm worried about you. Whereas in our case, Booker will say a lot of things and not necessarily have to relate to those emotions physically because he's the main player. Elizabeth is going to have to relate all of her emotions physically.
Nobody noticed me. Then they think I done for Lady Comstock. Well, everybody noticed me. I head to Finkton and I hide deep.
Doesn't look like we can enter now.
Only thing a color child can count on is the fact they're invisible.
Man, now that's a good audio log for Daisy Fitzroy. But it doesn't actually give us anything to work on, which is really frustrating.
Go ahead. I'll be fine.
Especially because we haven't met Daisy Fitzroy or have any other interactions with her outside of her pushing us out of a blimp. Okay, so right now I'm kind of looking for the happy, fun time bar lounge place. Just trying to get up high to see if I can see any signs or something. But I'm not seeing anything. Oh, we got a crazy looking lock on this one. Gotta wait for Elizabeth to come over before I can even show it to her.
Can you get this open?
I haven't seen a lock like this. Anti-pressure device, spring-loaded wiper, or relocker? Should need a battering ram to open it.
That sounds like foreshadowing. I doubt it is, but I like to think that we're probably gonna blow that up. Whoa, we got a cool looking rift. Ha!
Music. It's coming from that tear.
I never heard that song before.
I don't suspect anyone's heard that song.
Alright, that was an awesome Easter egg. That was Fortunate Son by CCR. That was Creedence Clearwater Revival. Alright.
Huh.
Everyone loves a good musical Easter egg. Oh, look at that. More racist propaganda. Nice and simple. Okay, maybe we have a lot more money now, so we could probably, you know, spend a small fraction of that on some badass power-ups. So ideally, this will mean that we can do more damage and burn more things with the Devil's Kiss. So that's the plan now. More of Elizabeth walking around and like examining things and interacting with the world around her in a much greater way than just following you. Which, oh, there we go. Good Time Club, perfect. What I'm saying is that realistically, that should be the standard for something as big as a AAA game, that the characters are fleshed out. That should be an expectation, not this being the highest bar of achievement. And I really hope that that's not the case with Bioshock Infinite. I hope that we can take these systems and build on them and use them in dynamic ways, but not leave this as the end-all be-all of amazingness.